Hello and welcome to the MAC weather page for this Friday, March 24th. As we talked about yesterday, I thought that they would extend the winter weather advisories from Minnesota into the UP and into northeast or northern lower Michigan, and that certainly is the case for freezing rain here through the next couple of days. Farther south across much of the area here, we can expect quite a bit of rainfall really from right on through maybe into the earlier middle part of next week. And again, we could see some sunshine in the south today to go along with maybe a few scattered showers and thunderstorms. The more concentrated rain will be across central and north central lower Michigan. And again, over the next until 7 o'clock on Sunday night, I'm forecasting about 3/4 to 1.25 inches for our stations here across the MAC area. And then we expect more rain even into the middle of next week. When all is said and done, I expect several locations possibly to see over 2 inches of rain here over the next 5 to 7 days. And you can see warmer and wetter than normal continues to be the forecast on the extended outlooks. So again, a pretty wet period coming up. It won't be raining all the time, but it'll certainly be raining much of the time. And you can see yesterday the ice age has begun. Well, maybe not. This is up at Houghton Lake. You can see as the winds blowing that breaking up of the ice onto some of the shoreline areas. Pretty significant for that area. And if we look at the normals for the day, our normal high is 45, our normal low is 24. You can see last year on this date, also a pretty active day. We picked up 3.6 inches of snow, again, 1 year ago today. If we look at the temperatures across the U.S. yesterday, the warm spot, 102 degrees, again, for the second day in a row at Rio Grande Village in Texas, and the cold spot, 20 below zero at Saranac Lake in New York. As far as around the MAC and LAC areas, again, pretty decently normal, mild day with temperatures in the low to mid 40s. And again, we're about 3 degrees below normal for the month. We'll pick up on some of that here and get a little bit closer to normal over the next couple of days, but then we'll see temperatures slide back to near normal to slightly above normal for much of next week. I think we're going to be looking at temperatures about 5 to possibly 10 degrees above normal for much of the upcoming 7 days. If we look at the temperatures around the area this morning, pretty mild out there. Temperatures in the low to mid 40s across many areas, and only in the mid 30s though once you get across from around Breckenridge or towards the Thumb area. And again, it's from this area north, it'll be the big question mark as to how warm we get. Again, with that warm front coming up into the area, you get down across southern lower Michigan, I think we could see temperatures around 70 degrees here today. Meanwhile, if you get up towards Clare and Mount Pleasant, temperatures only in the 40s to maybe low 50s. And again, 60s will dominate much of the center portions of the MAC area. So again, a pretty warm day out there today. And if we look at the radar this morning, you can see some of the mixed precipitation across the UP and in northeast lower Michigan. With a warm push of air, we got showers and thunderstorms across the northern parts of the area, and some showers moving from around the Newaygo to the Breckenridge and Saginaw area here around 6 o'clock here in the morning this morning. And again, more storms and rain will develop as that system begins to move from the southwestern U.S. into the Great Lakes. If we look at the satellite view, you can clearly see where that storm is right now, coming out of Colorado into Kansas, and it'll very, very slowly move towards Missouri over the next 2 days. So it's going to be a slow mover. So once this precipitation begins, it's going to hang around for quite a while. And you can see some of the colder cloud tops bringing some of the showers and thunder showers to the area. Again, we don't expect any severe weather for the Great Lakes, but we could see a couple of thunderstorms, and again, lots of rain though. And if we look at the upper or the low level winds, you can clearly see where that low pressure system, and lots of high wind warnings, high wind advisories, even a blizzard warning for portions of eastern Colorado. And you can go to the next weather map. You can see right now that low pressure system again coming out of Colorado into Kansas, and again it's going to very, very slowly move off to the northeast. That warm front will push a little farther north today up into mid-Michigan, and again, if you're south of that front, it's going to be a really nice day out there, especially across southern parts of the state where it could even see a little bit of sunshine. It'll feel more like late spring, early summer, with temperatures maybe even climbing into the low 70s, certainly around 70. And meanwhile, in the 30s and even 20s up across northern Michigan into the UP with some freezing rain. If we look at the weather map by tomorrow morning, that low pressure system again just ever so slowly moving up into Missouri. This front sags a little farther south, so many areas will be down into the 40s for tomorrow with the cold, chilly rain and showery conditions. And by Sunday morning, again, that low pressure system coming vertically stacked, and another one will come in to replace it, keeping the showers going right on again through early next week, as we'll continue to be on the cool side here for much of the MAC area. Again, if you're in the far southern part of the state, you could stay into the 50s here over the weekend. And again, once we get into early next week, I think we're going to see temperatures in the upper 40s to mid 50s for much of the period. And if we look at the temperature forecast for today, you can see this is the GFS. The European model actually has lots of southeast lower Michigan around 70 to 72 degrees. So I think a pretty good blend of these two models. They both have the northern extent of the very warm air setting up around Saginaw or towards Muskegon. And again, depending on where you're at, this front's a little farther north or a little farther south. You could either be in the mid 60s or in the mid 40s. So again, it's going to be very important as to where that front ends up here today as to how warm you get. And again, from around this area to the north, that's where the heaviest precipitation should fall here over the next couple of days. And if we look at the precipitation amounts, you can see well over an inch expected for most of the MAC area, a little bit under an inch maybe in southeast lower Michigan, but still plenty of rain there as well, with amounts pushing 1.5 inches to 2 inches across northern and northeast lower Michigan. And you can see this area where I've outlined, that's where we expect the biggest potential for freezing rain accumulations. And if we go on to Weather Watch, you can see, as I was talking about yesterday, I expected them to extend these advisories into the UP and possibly northern and lower Michigan, and that certainly is the case. So it could be some very slippery conditions up in that area. And again, the big storm to the southwest creating all kinds of, we even got a blizzard warning, eastern Colorado, winter weather advisories, high wind warnings, and again, fire danger for much of the southwestern plains. So it's going to be a busy next few days with lots of rain heading this way. Thanks for stopping by and have yourself a great day, a great weekend, and 73s to all.